Hopping over to the SoundMojo jet, we're going to take a flight cross country and hop into another event. So last night, I actually went to check out Cheap Trick and Rod Stewart down at Rogers Place here in Edmonton, Canada. Definitely, Joe, this is like a bill directly out of 1978. Like this is a show I was really surprised to be seeing in 2023 and very glad to be seeing as well. This was like the ultimate blast from the past.
That's cool. I've never gotten to see Cheap Trick. Always seen I forgot his name now, the guitar player with all his crazy guitars.
Rick Nielsen, yeah.
That's it. That guy is like so like iconic just for like all the crazy guitars and his look and stuff. So how was Cheap Trick? I'm curious.
Cheap Trick was amazing, man. I got to say, it's really cool for me to see the fact that they still have the main three original members on stage. Again, that's something that I think is pretty rare. They did all of their biggest hits. I Want You to Want Me, Surrender, Big Eyes, Hello There. They kept it to a 13-song set. And the thing I like about them, Joe, is they just have always had the consistency. Basically, they just show up. They know the songs that people want to hear. They don't try to sort of shove new music down your throat as much, even though they're capable of making good new music. And, again, they're just about people pleasing. Rick Nielsen came out with his quint arm guitar or quint sort of head or whatever, neck. It was absolutely insane, man. And the only thing I was wondering is how much does that weigh, Joe? Like, because, I think a lot of people underestimate the weight of one guitar,
Yeah, definitely, man. If you have like a 5-neck guitar, or it's got to weigh down. Curious question. I'm like, I don't follow Cheap Trick, but like, are they still putting out new music?
They do put out new music here and there. Yeah, like they've had new music through the years. And I definitely, I've heard nothing but positive things about the music that they even put out now. So it's definitely cool to see. Again, the vocals were strong. The visuals, they had the classic Cheap Trick visuals. You guys will be seeing some stuff on the screen. And it was cool. I got to go with a friend of mine, and his dad's first concert ever was Cheap Trick in the 70s.
Nice.
So it was almost surreal. And that's really what I was thinking through this whole show, Joe. I was just like, how do you remain passionate about it for so long to the same level? And like, you don't phone it in. Because I know guys who they have a good 3-4 year run in music and they start phoning it in.
Yeah, good point, man. I honestly, the easy answer from experience, but not experience of playing these crowds or whatever, is that the crowd gets you into it, man.
Yeah.
You forget everything, and like we had the discussion with Hillbilly Vegas, right? Where they were talking about it's part of that whole connection with the audience, that keeps them going,
Absolutely. So I would say Cheap Trick was a great crowd-pleasing opener, and they definitely left the crowd warmed up and ready to rock and roll for Rod Stewart, who came out later. Now, Rod Stewart, here's the thing, Joe. Has this guy aged in the last 25 years? Because I feel like he's been 65 for like 30 years. He looks the exact same to me. I don't know how he does it.
Me neither, man. And how does it's because like that voice is so iconic.
I got to tell you, man, same with the voice. And listen, the number one thing that I'm looking out for in shows today is backing tracks. I'm looking to see, is this guy playing his own song and then singing over it? Is he relying on background vocals? Honestly, man, Rod Stewart came out. Those pipes are still they sound like velvet gold combined. It's absolutely incredible. He came out, he did some of his biggest songs and a lot of his biggest covers as well. Have you ever seen The Rain? He did Rhythm of My Heart. He did I'd Rather Go Blind. So he definitely, we not only got to see some of the greatest Rod Stewart songs, but we also got to see just some of the greatest songs in general performed by one of the best singers ever. And that's to me what was cool about this, I
wanted to ask, like, what kind of like lineup was it? Was it like a rock lineup, a pop lineup, or like a big band lineup? Because he did that American song stuff, yeah.
It was more of like a band kind of thing. He had about, I think, 4 background singers up there with him. Okay. He had a drummer up there, like a rock drummer, but then he had like a keyboard player, and I think there was a really good saxophone player as well. So it was kind of like like Roger Waters type of solo show.
Yeah, that's it. Like a sting where he's staying and has this band of awesome musicians behind him.
Exactly, and he showed a lot of love to them, and the thing too that I really loved is like, every person on that stage seemed thankful for the opportunity. You talk about, like people standing there like, mammoth facing away from the cameras, and, you can't really tell if they're happy to be there or what the deal is. this band just smiles up to hear the whole time. Anytime they got to interact with Rod, you could really tell these were, at least the younger guys, you could tell like this is what they worked their whole life for. And it was really fun, man. I gotta say, it from everybody from Rod Stewart to his background people, it just felt like I was watching a bunch of folks who are doing what they love to do, and they really wouldn't rather be anywhere else. So I honestly, it's not like I'm a huge Rod Stewart fan. I don't sit at home and listen to him all day, but I was thoroughly impressed by this concert. I really enjoyed it.
And what was like the venue like? Was because he's a pretty big artist, so I'm assuming it's like in an arena.
Yeah, Rogers Arena. So that's where our NHL plays here in Edmonton. And I was up in the 200 section. That venue, by the way, Joe, the 200s are so high up that you have to take an escalator that goes into the ceiling. It's scary. It's a really, really high escalator. And then the way they built it, it feels so steep. So that's my only complaint. I will say anybody, if you go to Rogers Arena in Edmonton, do not buy the 200 seats if you have vertigo or you're scared of heights. Because there was a couple moments I was dizzy up there. I was like, but it was cool to see. Mostly sold the whole venue.
I can imagine, because like even when we're talking about Metallica, man, like I don't know the sections by heart, but I saw some people right now I was in 400 or I was whatever, and but like
it's skyscraper height.
It's so high up, and it's like, wow, man. But it was like in the round completely full. Like it's impressive to see like the numbers that like these guys can pull out, like, I don't know, especially like a city like Edmonton, a city like Montreal, we had like 3 or 4 other events, big events happening at the same time.
That's it.
It's
insane. It's really cool to see. And again, it's just a testament to the human spirit and the love of, music. And that's ultimately whether it's, the older generation, new generation, whatever genre it is, that's ultimately, I think if you can retain the love of music and you guys can all share that, to me, it's a good show. So I'll go ahead and give this a solid 8 out of 10. I really don't have any complaints. Let us know if you guys have got the chance to see Cheap Trick or Rod Stewart and what you thought down below in the comments.